When this dude was a kid, his mom made him memorize this phone number. Not hers, not his dad's, just the emergency number. He asked her once, whose number is this? If something bad ever happens and I'm not here, call this phone number. That was it. No explanation. So every week he would test himself. He would mouth the number silently in the mirror. He would write it over and over again in notebooks. It became this quiet obsession of his, like he couldn't stop thinking that one day he was gonna have to remember this number. Well, years passed, he never called it until one day in college. It just hit him. Yo, something just hit me. He still remembered every single digit, so he called the phone number. Big Dan's Pizza and Wings. Hello? I said Big Dan's Pizza and Wings. It was a pizza place. So he called his mom. He told her that he finally called that one phone number, and all she had to say was, oh, that place is still open. We loved their salad. Like, what does that even mean? So this one teacher had this one rule, okay? If you were late to class, you had to write an apology letter. Didn't matter why you were late. Didn't matter if it was the weather. Didn't matter if it was the bus. She would say this, we all have obstacles. You guys must learn accountability. So every time a kid came in, even a minute late, grab a sheet, write the letter. Some kids tried to explain to her, but she would never hear it. One day this kid shows up, completely out of breath, his backpack is half unzipped. Sorry, my bus was late. She cuts him off. That's not an excuse, write the letter. So he walks to the back, he grabs a sheet, and he starts writing. But you see, he didn't write a normal letter. When he was done writing, the class was doing some free work, and he went into the hallway because he saw the assistant principal out there. Hey, Mrs. Stevens, come on in here, I want to show you what I've been working on. Sure thing, all right. Sneaky little guy. All right, so she comes into the room. Okay, I have that letter for you. Okay, give it to me. Oh, Mrs. Stevens, hi. What are you doing in here? Oh, I just want to see what he's been working on. Okay, I'll take that letter. Actually, no, I think I'm gonna read it out loud. And he did, with the assistant principal in the room. This was the letter. Dear Mrs. F, I'm sorry the school district didn't consult you before scheduling my bus. I'm sorry the driver had the audacity to follow traffic laws instead of your syllabus. And I'm sorry gravity slowed me down while running from the sidewalk to your classroom. Next time I'll try teleporting. Sincerely, a student who was literally on time until life happened. The class loved this, obviously. The assistant principal was like, she made you write that? After that, everything spilled. The school learned that this teacher was making students write apology letters when they were late, even if it was something completely out of their control. After that day, she never made them do that ever again. You are not allowed in the nurse's office anymore. He thought she was joking. She wasn't. This kid got banned from medical care. So in 6th grade, there was this kid, let's call him Owen. Always had some weird stomach thing, or headache, or sore throat. Honestly, yeah, he faked it a lot. He'd go to the nurse's office like it was his part-time job. But one day the nurse goes, Owen, we've seen you 9 times this month. From now on, no more nurse visits unless it's an emergency. He's like, okay, what? Well, 2 weeks later, gym class. They're playing dodgeball and Owen face plants into the floor. He's seeing stars, he's holding his head. Oh man, he's in a lot of pain. Coach goes, I'm gonna take him to the nurse. He walks into the nurse's office and the nurse literally said this, Coach, he's playing you. I promise you, he's playing you like a fiddle. He doesn't need the nurse right now. He's completely fine, okay? I don't want to hear it. I have a phone call in 5 minutes. Okay. So for sure, the nurse was being 1000% out of line there. Super dangerous. Anyway, Coach takes Owen back to the gym. How you feeling, buddy? You okay? Well, now Owen's slurring his words like, I'm fine. I think I just need a nap. Eventually, the coach freaks out. He doesn't even want to deal with the nurse anymore. You guys just sit in the bleachers for the rest of class, okay? I'm taking him to the hospital. He leaves the rest of the class there in the gym and he drives this kid to the hospital himself. Turns out, Owen actually had a mild concussion and the coach doesn't take this lightly. He brings it up to the school board. The school board is now in panic mode. The nurse is being investigated. Owen is no longer banned from the nurse's office. This could have very well been a lawsuit. Owen fully recovered. But you know him, once he realized the nurse ban was off, he was still in there multiple times a week just to skip class. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This teacher is the worst. When he was 9 years old, he had a teacher that hated him. He was kind of a chubby kid, and one time he didn't do his homework and she flipped out. This is your workbook. You're supposed to do homework in your workbook. I don't see your homework. She was flipping through it so hard she ripped a bunch of pages. But she wasn't done. She then, in front of the entire class, started screaming at him even more. You know what, Kyle? You're probably too busy stuffing your face with sandwiches and Twinkies that you didn't have time to do your homework. You're so fat. She then made him go to the back corner of the classroom and stand there with his hands straight up in the air until class was over. Hands up, Kyle. He went home and told his parents what happened. The next day, they came into school with him. They went to her room and asked why she did that. To which she replied, I'm sorry, I don't recall that happening. I think your kid might be making it up. I'm sorry. You raised the price of lunch? I don't make the rules. Sorry. Lunch used to be $3 at this school. Well, one day kids got in line and it was $4. No heads up, just a new sign at the register and the cashier saying, yep, it's $4 now. But one kid, he got fed up. He looked around and he was like, bro, we're getting less food and we're paying more. I'm out of here. The next day he shows up with his own lunch. Turkey sandwich, chips, and a water bottle. 3 friends join him. They thought his lunch looked good, and so they started spreading the word. By the end of the week, whole sections of this cafeteria are packed with students eating lunches that they made and brought from home. Day by day, the lunch line was diminishing until there was basically no one in line for lunch every day. Just students that were actually bringing their own lunches. Ziploc bags, thermoses, snack trades that felt illegal. I'll give you 2 fruit roll-ups for 1 Gatorade. Throw in the Twinkie and we got a deal. It was actually amazing. Like, they managed to get almost every student to start bringing their own lunch in because they were all so mad that the school raised the price of lunch. They started to see who could pack the best sandwich. There were like full-on gourmet lunch battles. Roasted turkey, lettuce, tomato. Somebody brought pesto on their sandwich. One student became the official sandwich judge, walking around the tables with a little notebook. Bread's a little soggy right there, 7.3. Is that toasted on ciabatta? 8.6. These look fantastic, people. They called this moment of time the shift. Cafeteria staff noticed. The admins at the school definitely noticed, and they were kind of panicking. A few days later, there was a new sign at the lunchroom. Lunch, $3. So they went back to the original price. And the boycott, it mostly ended. Kids went back to buying lunch, but the line was never as long as it used to be because some kids really enjoyed packing and bringing their own lunch. At this one house, Wi-Fi didn't belong to the kids. It belonged to her. Every single night at 9 p.m., this kid's mom would walk over to the router, unplug it, and announce, "The internet is closed. See you tomorrow." Didn't matter if you needed the internet for something. She would always unplug it at 9 p.m. But one night, this kid is sitting at his kitchen table. He's finishing a huge essay that's due at midnight. The clock says 8:59 p.m. He's typing. He doesn't really notice the time, but he's cooking. He's writing this freaking essay. He's ready to get an A on this thing. 1 minute passes. Boom, it's 9 p.m. Oh, what happened? I'm sorry. You had all day to prepare for this. Too bad. This is a huge essay. I'm almost done. I need like just 10 more minutes, please. I said you should have planned better, son. Too bad. This kid is absolutely livid. He tries to figure out a way to get Wi-Fi from his neighbor's house or to have someone drive him to like a Starbucks or something, but he couldn't figure it out. Well, midnight comes and goes and the essay was never uploaded. And he's worried because if he gets a 0 on this, his grade is gonna severely suffer. Well, the next day at school, he tells his teacher what happened, and the teacher looks appalled. Yo, your mom cut the Wi-Fi while you were doing your essay? Yeah. Man, that sucks. Listen, I'll extend your deadline for tonight. You should be able to finish it after school. Oh, totally, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. Your mom sounds like a piece of work. Yeah, she is. And that night, he was able to finish it. What a good teacher. Black markets kids ran in their schools. This one high school had something called homework passes. The teachers would get them from the principal at the beginning of the year, and kids could use them to have 1 free pass on a homework assignment or 1 full day delay on a project. These passes were super intense too. If anyone ever tried to copy them, a void message would appear on the copy. Well, these teachers at the beginning of the year would pretty much pass these out to anyone paying attention in class. The market was flooded. Everyone had homework passes. Well, this kid had an idea. He started buying people's homework passes for $2, and he managed to buy a ton of them. Then he would wait. He would wait till the end of the quarter. That's when every class had very large projects and reports due. And that's when he would sell these homework passes back to students. He sold them for $35 each. And everyone bought them because everyone wanted an extra day to get the reports done. This kid was a genius. In total, he made over $1,000. That's amazing. This school prank lasted for 2 years. It all began at his high school when a single rubber duck appeared in the school's water fountain. And nobody thought much of it. It was just a random duck. Who cares? Until the next day, 2 ducks, then 4, then 10. By the end of that week, there was rubber ducks appearing in every sink, every toilet, and even in students' lockers. Teachers were losing their minds. The principal, she was done. She kept saying on the intercom, "Whoever's responsible for the ducks, speak up now, please." Silence. Nobody confessed. So they gave up. They figured it would eventually sizzle out. But here's the thing, it never stopped. For 2 years, rubber ducks would randomly appear in the craziest of places. Ceiling tiles, inside the vending machines, somehow. One duck even appeared in the vice principal's car. It became a legend till this senior year. It was graduation. The principal was giving her speech when suddenly a banner dropped down. What was on the banner? A single rubber duck. This kid walked to the front of the stage and said, "It was me. It was always me." Crazy things teachers did. This teacher said he has a thing he does whenever he loses control of his class. He grabs a stapler and says, "Anyone want to put a staple in my hand? The physical pain would be nothing compared to how I feel right now, when all I want to do is help you guys reach your full potential, but you don't care." Somebody then usually doubts his seriousness and says, "Yeah, I'll put a staple in your hand." That's when he walks up to their desk, puts the stapler down, and puts his hand down and says, "Do it." The students usually give a nervous giggle and they pretend to do it, but they never do. Well, one day he did this little stunt again, and a student was like, "Yes, mister, I'll put a staple in your hand." He brings a stapler over, puts his hand down, and the student actually staples his hand. He didn't freak out or anything. He calmly looked at his hand, asked, "Did that really happen?" Pulled the staple out while blood trickled down, and he said, "Are we done? Can I go back to teaching now?" All the students were completely shocked. The kid that did it felt so bad that he stapled his own hand at the end of class. This school is bogus. At one elementary school, a teacher was using the boys' bathroom when he saw something written on the stall wall. Oh my god, graffiti. Except it wasn't anything offensive or controversial. Somebody wrote "Hi" on the stall door with a Sharpie. So pretty innocent. But the school took this very seriously. That was the only boys' bathroom in the entire school, and the principal locked it until they could find out who wrote "Hi" on the bathroom door. No boys are allowed to use the bathroom until we find out who vandalized the stall. This lasted for 4 days, till one day something happened. "Miss? Yes, billiards? I really have to use the bathroom." "You know you can't. I'm sorry, but I really have to go." "I'm sorry, unless you can tell me who vandalized the stall, I can't let you go." Well, this kid really did have to go, and he ended up peeing his pants right there in the classroom. Oh no. He told his mom what happened. She then called the principal and threatened to sue the school. The next day, that bathroom was unlocked once again. This mom is the worst. When this girl was in 7th grade, she was spending the night at one of her friends' houses. Well, it was time for bed, and they were in her room. "No, I think he likes you." "Yeah, right." Her friend's mom then comes in to say goodnight. "All right, girls, time for bed. Lights off." The mom then closes the door and then deadbolts it from the outside so the 2 girls couldn't sneak out. Well, a few hours later, this girl woke up and she had to pee. She tried to leave the room and... Come on. Kayla. What? The stupid lock. I have to pee and I can't leave the room. Can you hold it in? No, I'm gonna pee my pants. Fine. Her friend then grabbed a wire clothes hanger from her closet, and they managed to unlock the door from the outside. Of course, the mom heard that. Finally. "What do you think you're doing, huh? Huh? There's a lock there for a reason. I just had to pee so bad. I don't care. Get out of my house right now." "Mom, please." "Shut up." "But Miss Stevens, I live 20 minutes away. My parents were sleeping." "You can walk." No one has ever got 100% in my class. Oh yeah? Watch this. So there's this teacher that every single day brags that no one has ever got 100% in my class. My tests are just too hard. You know, and everyone just kind of tunes her out. But this one kid, let's call him Chris. Chris studies like crazy. He wants to prove her wrong, takes every quiz, takes every chance for extra credit. Final exams come and he's locked in. He's done, turns it in, he's feeling very confident. The next day, the teacher passes out the exams. 98%? Dang, you did good. Almost too good. Were you cheating? I'm just kidding. My tests are hard. No, I mean I should have got 100%. Okay, settle down. All right. I'm serious. Pull out the answer key. See? Look, right there. Wrong and wrong. Chris looks at the 2 questions she marked wrong. Then he looks at her key. One of them is a trick question. The other answer on her key is just flat out wrong. My answer is right, miss. Your key's wrong. No, it's not. That's absolutely impossible. Chris grabs a textbook off her desk, flips open to the exact page he needs, slaps it down. Right there. Paragraph 3. She leans over and reads it. Chris just smiles. So do I get my 100 or do you need me to grade the rest of the class as well? She doesn't say a word. She just crosses off the 98% and quickly scribbles 100% on his test. After that day, she never bragged about her tests being hard ever again.